The Boy and the Beast is the new film from Mamoru Hosoda. Is it worth your time? Let's find out. Hello everybody, welcome to the Cat and Bite Show, the show where I do the very typical task of telling you whether a movie is worth your time or not and deserves a spot in your movie collection. As always, I am Ash, and today we're going to be talking about The Boy and the Beast. So, I don't know, let's get furry! I know I used that joke yesterday, but fuck it, it's the year of the animal, apparently. So The Boy and the Beast tells the story of a young orphan boy named Kyuta who is living alone on the streets of Shibuya when all of a sudden, through a crack in one of the walls, he finds, oh my god! This is this beautiful, fantastical world filled with giant anamorphic animals walking around like they're people! Yeah, and this is where he meets Kumatetsu, who is this big bear-like creature that has this unimaginable strength, but also this just unimaginable temper. He's very loud, he's very mad all the time, but he's been looking for the perfect protege, the perfect apprentice, the perfect Padawan. He's looking for someone to train so he can get better or something. So he takes in Kyuta under his wing, and the two of them, they bicker for 2 hours, but you know, they learn how to fight. And I was actually really excited for this movie, if nothing but because of the director. Mamoru Hosoda is who I have been calling possibly the next Miyazaki, if he keeps the content up. I mean, he directed that movie about the girl leaping through time. That's impossible to find in America, so I haven't found it. He directed Summer Wars, which is basically a better version of the Digimon movie. And, of course, he directed the more recent Wolf Children, which, of course, I consider to be a modern anime masterpiece. So I'm all down for this guy right now. I will buy anything he's selling. So I was really excited for The Boy and the Beast. Does it live up to the standards I made for it in my head? Yes and no. I would say this. The Boy and the Beast is a great movie with some fundamental issues that keep it from reaching the same heights as something like Wolf Children. Like, of course, I'll start with everything I liked about the movie. Like, for one, this once again proves Hosoda knows how to create a universe, because the universe in this movie is very, very interesting. It's all fantastical and stuff. Of course, you have all these beasts walking around, but you look at it, and it's interesting. You look at the way they live, the way they go about their lives, and their mythology, which is absolutely just brilliant to think about. It has all this stuff to do with lords and gods and how they kind of watch over certain places and where their place is in the universe. It's a very interesting and finely crafted universe. I also loved the animation. I am a huge fan of Hosoda's art style, and this is probably his best looking film to date. The animation is beautiful here, not to mention it works greatly since this is a movie about fighting, which means we get some beautiful animated fight choreography in here as well, because the fight scenes in this movie, they are great. They're nothing on the level of, say, a Kung Fu Panda, but as I was watching it, I was thinking, this is kind of like a second-rate Kung Fu Panda from Japan. I don't know, it's interesting. And on top of all that, I loved the characters. Like, for one, you have Kyuta, who is really a relatable character. He's a kid, he's angry at the world and everything around it. You know, he's just that guy who grows up just mad, but he grows up dedicated. So you're sitting there and you're like, I can deal with your plight. I can relate to this. I like you, kid. And then you have on the other side, Kumatetsu, who is an absolute character. And I love this guy. For one, his design is awesome. I love the big bear with a sword design. I dig it. And then you have his character who's just this short-tempered, angry dude, but at the same time, he's like an incredible fighter, and he's really strong, and he's funny. I love him. But what makes these two great is their relationship together. Because as you're watching them, and yeah, they're bickering all the time, and it just never seems to end, but as I walked away from it, I'm like, that was really kind of like a surrogate father-son relationship where they bicker all the time, but it gets to a part in the movie where you do realize that without each other, they are very incomplete. Of course, though, as I mentioned before, I do have some big issues with this movie that do keep it from being one of my best favorites of the year so far, and one of which is I would have liked to see more evolution in a lot of the character relationships. Like, I just talked about how much I loved Kyuta's and Kumatetsu's. I loved their relationship, but I will say, it felt like it was just kind of the same thing up until, like, literally the final scene. So I wish there was more of an evolution in that relationship where you could have more consistently seen the two of them growing together. It's not a terrible thing, but it is something that I think could have been improved upon. Not to mention, you could have given more character development to other characters that really needed it, because while Kumatetsu and Kyuta, they do get their good character development, there are characters in the movie that have like integral parts, but those integral parts come out of nowhere because you're like, you haven't developed this character at all. Now all of a sudden, he's here to destroy the world. Okay, what? Also, there are a few themes the movie tries to get across that I felt the movie failed in just because it's just so not there. Like, there's this huge theme of loss where, you know, Kyuta, he lost his mother, and he's just like, oh, this and that, but it shows up so little in the movie, and it's such a small presence that I felt like it was almost unnecessary. It didn't add anything, it didn't necessarily take anything away, but it felt like if it wasn't in the movie, I wouldn't have missed it. And on top of all that, my biggest issue with the movie is an inconsistent lack of focus. Because the movie, there are a lot of different plot lines going on here, like, and they just keep adding new ones as opposed to building on prior ones. As far as I was concerned, there were certain plot lines I wish were given more development than others, and the way they were all juggled together, it did feel a bit inconsistent, and the tone shifts a lot. Basically, they were spending too much time developing just, oh hey, here's a new storyline, here's a new this, instead of developing relationships and characters like I would have wanted them to. So, in the end, The Boy and the Beast is a solid outing for Mamoru Hosoda. It's not one of my favorites from him, it didn't blow me away, but I still left the movie theater having a good time. I was never bored in this movie, I was always entertained, I love the characters, the universe is magnificent. So, really, I'd recommend this movie, especially if you are a fan of Hosoda's work, if you're a fan of anime just in general, I'd recommend going out and checking this movie. If not, then, I don't know, eat a muffin. Muffins are good. And this is definitely going to be a day one buy for me because as much as I wasn't blown away by it, I really, really want to revisit this thing because I feel like I'll get more from it on my second viewing. So, I don't know, maybe the second time I see it, every issue I had, maybe it's gone. Stranger things have happened. The Boy and the Beast gets a B+ out of 10. Hey everybody, thank you so very much for watching my video review for The Boy and the Beast. I want to hear what you think. Have you seen the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you gonna see it? Are you gonna skip it? Leave your thoughts or leave them in the comment section below because I want to hear them. And as always guys, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video that much. Consider sharing it. I would be very appreciative. Of course, be sure to follow me on all my social medias. And if you want to get more in touch with me, other awesome YouTubers, and other awesome movie fans like yourself, be sure to join the Enter the Cinephile Facebook group on the Facebook. This is a Facebook group run by me and Ram from the Ramster. It's a place to come discuss film, request to join. We will make it so, but most importantly, stay classy.